everybody. I have decided to make a video about one of my most messed up relationships. My hair's trying to fall. Okay. I don't mind my arms, whatever. Anyway. So yeah. The year was 2010. I was 19. Yeah, it was like early 2010, and I just turned 19 December. Yeah. I turned 19 December of 2009, and I was still trying to get over someone, which is an entirely different story. That's for another time. Yeah. I was really depressed and young. You would think, sorry, I've got incense going. So that's what that smoke is. So yeah, the year was 2010. It was like January, February. I was depressed and heartbroken, and I still lived with my sister and her husband after the whole thing with my parents and me being gay. I was just it was a rough time in my life. So I am on Plenty of Fish, and no one's really talking to me, Yeah. I wasn't having the best of luck. So, oh, actually, yeah. Ooh, I think this is going to be a parter. So we're going to start with leaving Christian school at 10th grade. After finishing 10th grade, I left Christian school and switched back to public school. That was Hercules. I was kind of a shy kid, and it took me a while to get used to people and make friends. And even though I could be, friendly with anybody, I still had, I preferred small groups. So whenever I started public school again, the only person that went there that I knew was my cousin and her boyfriend. So, and they were they were a grade younger than I was. So things were just not good around that time because, I switched back to public school August of 2007, and really didn't have too many friends. Like, I had like acquaintances. Fall break rolls around, and I am failing science, of all things. It was environmental science, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. So I go to Fall Academy, and that's where I meet my first boyfriend. And, I was still in the closet deeply. Straight out of Christian school, That was also around the time that I met three of my really good friends. One which ended up becoming like my girlfriend, my first girlfriend. So I grew really close to her particularly, not particularly. I fell in love with her so quick. So quick. It was ridiculous. Like, I mean, young love, right? But I had done things with the boyfriend. I had explored myself with the boyfriend. And nothing against him. Because, you know, he had an issue. I think it bothered him. It bothered him because, you know, he told me several different times, you know, is it me? Did I turn you lesbian? You know, and I totally understand that because I experienced that feeling later on in life. You know, like, am I turning people straight or... But there's freaking frogs, man. I'm trying to talk. But yeah, I fell so quick. And I told her through a letter on my birthday. But you know, I told her, hey, you know, I have feelings for someone. It's a girl. And then I described her to a T, almost. And then she replied back with, like, I don't know if you're trying to describe me. I hope it's me. But she thought this whole time it was my other friend that I liked. Because that friend was openly bi, and she had this thing with boob grabbing. And nowadays, of course, that's an issue. It's personal space. But, you know, we were buddies, you know, I didn't really mind. I was just like, you know, whatever. But that's just her. Yeah, I wrote her back and I was just like, you know, it is you. We didn't start dating. We were, you know, still friends, but you know, now we're both like, okay, we have interest in each other. Okay, I missed a really big part though. There was one day we were sitting in gym, and it was around the time I'd first met her, and I want to say it was like September. It was like right before the fall break and fall academy thing where I met my first boyfriend. So, yeah, we were sitting in the gym and she was talking, and then she goes, you know, yeah, blah blah blah, my first, you know, my ex-girlfriend, da da da. And I'm like, girlfriend? And she was like, yeah, I'm bisexual. She's like, you know, I like boys and girls. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, like, mentally I was just like withdrawing from her. What matter, baby? What matter, Babs? You guys want to see a Babs? Oh, no, not the mouth. Not the mouth, honey. Oh, this is a good girl. This is a good girl. I love you so much. Yeah. Your breath is not the freshest right now. Oh, your little foot's stuck in my drawstring. No. A baby, a baby. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. I'm gonna put you down though, so I can keep on with my story. Here comes Cleo. Hi, Cleo. Hi, baby. Okay, okay, guys. So, back to the story. I was like mentally cringing away from her because that's what happens when you're that deep in the closet. It's just how I was raised. So, when you're indoctrinated, yeah. I was taught to believe that being anything other than a straight Christian woman is wrong. So I'm everything but, you know. And I'm sorry for anyone who's watching this who thought otherwise. Sorry, but not sorry. Anyway. But I fell quick after that. So quick. How do you go from being that deep in the closet in the end of September to confessing your love in December? But like pretty much the beginning of December too. So I accepted myself pretty quickly after that, you know, because I guess I felt safe and accepted and amongst others like me, you know, because there was a few other, you know, gay, bi, lesbian, and trans kids, not out at the time, but yeah, that I knew. So I felt safe there to do that. And, you know, it was fine. And none of the other kids, like, openly bullied me or talked about me or anything, you know. If anything, they either ignored me or were my friends. Or, the rest of December, you know, we remained friends. We just knew we now had feelings for each other. Talked about it a little through letters. Just like, you know, kind of like, hey, Babs, they'll be back, honey. Everybody else is gone. And the dogs have separation anxiety from everybody. If anybody leaves, they all just lose it, don't you guys? You don't like being alone. So yeah, anyway, back to the story. New Year's Day, I broke it off with the boyfriend. I felt really bad. I felt really, really bad, but I couldn't keep lying to him anymore. Or keep, not really lying, but keeping that from him, you know, now that I was sure. So then me and her started dating a few days later, and I told him about her and was honest. So yeah. And now it's 2008, and me and her start dating like January, oh gosh, the 4th or 5th, maybe, something like that. Yeah. And it was going pretty good. It took us a while to have our first kiss, but after that, we started actually kissing each other in the hallway, and sometimes she would hold my hand, you know? But she was still struggling with her. She was struggling with her sexuality too at the time, you know, but she had known for a while that she also liked girls, but she liked boys more. So, yeah, I digress. That's where we get into the end of things. But, yeah, February 22nd rolls around, okay? And I can't remember if this happened before my nephew passed or after my nephew passed, but my ex-boyfriend, my girlfriend, her ex-girlfriend that she was still friends with, and her boyfriend were friends with my ex-boyfriend. So they get this big bright idea. Let's all hang out. Not me, ex-boyfriend, my girlfriend, and then her ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend. So they hang out. I don't know about it. And then she comes to me first, like the next day, and was like, okay, so I hung out with them last night, and we got drunk and made out. No, not drunk. I think they might have smoked some weed or something. And she's like, we made out. I was high. He wasn't though, because he didn't smoke. So her ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend dropped them off at his house, and they abandoned them to like go do their own thing, you know. So the entire time though, she said he kept trying to get her to go down to his basement, and he kept like trying, whenever they would make out, kept trying to direct her hand to his, you know. And I knew this. I knew she wasn't lying about any of that. She said he shoved his tongue down my throat and I gagged on it a little. Same thing happened to me, okay? Same thing happened to me. It was just, the boy used a lot of tongue, okay? And he always, you know, tried to get me to do things. And I would. Naive, curious, and gay. Anyway. So, I knew she wasn't lying about it, because that's exactly the things he would do to me. So, they still made out, you know. It hurt a lot. But then he comes to me and he tells me that she made out with him, and you know, and you know, he was so sorry. No, I feel like what happened is he went and told his buddies that he wanted to get revenge on me, maybe. And my girlfriend was gorgeous. So, of course, anybody was going to shoot their shot. I digress. Keep going with the. It took a while to get over that. But I did. And I forgave him. I forgave both of them. I remained friends with him. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. Sorry. Oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen Just Friends, if you have not seen that movie, Just Friends, you have to. It's so good. Anyway, I forgave way too easily back then. So February 22nd, had been acting kind of off, but I also knew that, she struggled with some things at the time. So I wasn't really thinking too much of it. And she gave me a letter after lunch, and she said, "Don't read this until you get home." Well, what did I do? I read it. And the rest of the day, I was extra. Extra. What is with the references today? Anyway, I'm just in a really good mood today. I'm. That hasn't happened in a while. I'm heartbroken. I have to take the bus to my sister's house because I lived on a 3-county border. 3-county border. Okay? And I was barely over into this one county, just a little tiny more. Boy, let me tell you what. They were going to make me go even further away to school. Just because I was barely in that county. So my mom and dad was like, "No, you going to school in this county, we work in this county. Your sisters work in this county. We want you to go to school here in case something happens, So February 22nd, whenever I get off the bus, Sean was always at the window waiting. And I was hurting so bad. I was hurting. I was broke. My heart was broke, So my sister, whenever I got there, she had to leave to go to work, and I babysat him until his stepdad at the time got home. I was sitting on the couch crying, and he come up to me and crawled up in my lap, and he was like, of course he didn't say it this clearly, but for a 2.5-year-old who couldn't talk very well, said, "What's wrong, Beck?" And I just told him I was sad, and he took his hand and wiped my tear, and he gave me a kiss on my cheek, and then he got off the couch and he pulled me to his room, And whenever we got to his room, he started pulling all of his toys out of the toy box. And he got a helmet, a football helmet, and this really big, you know, those really big rubber balls that you can like kick around in the yard or something, just those really giant ones. So he made me stand at one end of the hallway and he stood at the other, and he wanted me to throw it, and he would run at it and try to headbutt it. And he just loved that. And it cheered me up, you know. He made me feel so much better. And whenever my mom came to pick me up that evening, we were going to go to the movie theater to watch The Eye. And yeah, that was, he stood in the window bawling his eyes out. And he passed away from pneumonia 6 days later. So yeah, this is just going to be part one for, you know, it was just me basically talking about, you know, realizing being gay, and I was all over the place. I'm so sorry about that. But part two, I'm going to actually go from the end of the first relationship into what happened after that, and then into my literal absolute craziest, worst relationship I've ever been in. And it's a doozy, an absolute doozy. It almost sounds like it should be from like a soap opera or something. It's so wild. But yeah, I hope you guys got some insight about whenever I realized that I was gay. But I actually should have known way earlier, but whatever. So yeah. Thanks for watching part one, and I can't wait to talk to you guys in part two.